Okay, so today I'm going to go through this Nemesis kick stem, try and like recreate it as best as I can. And doing this, I'm using kick 2, and I wanted to kind of like show the process of how what I was trying to do. Um, so I have this audio track here. I'll set to resample and record it, and then I'll go to my kick here and just solo the kick and solo the drum beat. Let's look at the waveform real quick. So I found this interesting. You can see here there's some width going on, which is what's causing these two samples, left-right samples, overlapping each other to kind of like not be the same. Whereas if I was to take the one I currently have and render it and just move it down here, then you can kind of see, or you will see, there's none of that. Now, um, if I was to add an expander, Slinks expander, which is just adding width. So, for example, I just put it back here. Um, you can see there's nothing coming out of the EQ sides, but if I put this on, you can hear the sides popping out. So, if I record this and then I move this to where this was, right? So you can see um, there's a little of that going on here, and this like really early in the transient. Now, if we compare the kick I created with the one that the Nemesis kick, here's the sample, and here's the sample. Let's pretend the width has nothing to do with it. Let's kind of just look at the waveform. Um, there's like the transient, like it goes slightly up in a curve and like very shortly squares out here, goes back down, and then very quickly, well, not as quickly as it does over here, but still very quickly moves itself up, and it just like has this nice thickness right here before it kind of cuts off at 150 milliseconds. And so what I did is I was like, okay, I'm going to try and see if I can get this many loops as soon as it comes up here. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 at like almost max volume. And to specify, this is definitely like post. So this is after any other like probably compression and EQ that was done to it afterwards.
I'll get rid of all the processing for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and like start this over, and then you can kind of see the process of what I'll be looking at when trying to recreate this kick. Okay, so let's start with one of the bass house ones, just because it's a little easier to go from. And then the other thing is I want to make this sample take up the whole entire, at least most of this space, just because it's going to be easier to like really look and see what you want to do. So first we want to look at the length. This is at 721 milliseconds, it's almost a whole second. So in this track, it's we're set to 85. And if I highlight, I'm probably going to want, yeah, so let's just do 176 is the amount, so we'll just do a little more than 176. Let's do somewhere in here. And then you can pull this out, So you can start seeing the waveform is making its way over. Okay, so we have the milliseconds about where we want. Now let's go into the amp, and this will mess with the size. I like to start at the bottom, so the transient makes its way up and then comes back down. So if you look here, in the beginning, really early, it goes up, comes down, and then up again, right? If I zoom in on this. See, it goes up, down, and then back up again. So I'm going to go ahead and have it do a sharp cut, come down, probably do it like that, and then I don't know. Let's get it to the right length. So let's just start like that. Yeah, now we're starting to get it a little more through the whole thing. There you go. Also, you can see you have the subcontrol here. So notice how if I move it here, it starts crunching it and changes it from a sine wave, you know, into a different shape. So this is actually very similar to if I was to open up operator. There you go. Yeah, so see, like, currently this is a sine wave, but if I start, like, changing it, you can see right here, it's altering the waveform. That's what this is doing. So in that preset, it had some modulation. That's why when I was moving it around, there was like, why is it all awkward? And then, yeah, a little bit more like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I mean, the kick actually just does sound very good. I should also look, so there's other things going on. Let's hear. If you want some of that, yeah, I like that. Let's take a look at it. Here, right? Yeah. So that's pretty close, right? That was 150 mark. It's right here. It's kind of where it ends. I think they layer an actual audio form underneath of it, because you can hear a kind of a ringing there. I mean, our kick sounds pretty good. So maybe something like that, and then yeah. So I was just trying to get it around the same speed. It's not exactly the same tone, right? We're not going for the exact same thing. Let's add some reverb. We'll take this. EQ. More wet. Ooh, yeah, that's better. Definitely can bring down the volume a bit. I don't want to destroy this, so let's do it here. That's cool, right? Because I want to resample it. Resampling. Alright, so let's take a look at this. It's not squaring, so that's good. It's not the loudest, and I wanted to leave some headroom here. So it looks like this here is not exactly the same. So let's, and I already have a hunch what that is. It's going down more. So if I do something like, because it needs to come up, right? So let's do it like that. That looks better. Yeah, there we go. Same. Yes, like that. I see. This is getting very complicated here. They're really trying to move that. Okay, see how I'm like getting that little bit here? Ladies and gentlemen. Let's get another here. And then right, something like that. Interesting. I see. Really shaping this whole first half is really just shaping all of this, and even this over here is still shaping over here. So I want this to be a little bit smaller. All right, something like that, and then yeah, we're gonna get like hella crazy here. Maybe I don't need that. Yeah, all right. So is it 170, right? So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the same. It's just the less loops, more loops. Making it longer gives you a lot more loops. I like it. It sounds better with the 7 though, right? I mean, this still sounds pretty good, not gonna lie. This is high and this is here, so let's do right. So I do have to get this else first. So I'll do something bad. So wait, now let's see that. So the other thing, this is the other size, a little less. Yeah. There's more loops. So I think I do have to make this extend out first. The other thing, this seems to be about the right size, maybe a little less even. interesting, I guess, because now that I have this, right? Now you can sort of see where all that quelch comes from is actually from the sides. So if that's the case, maybe we make. Now we fuck with the expander. All right, let's do 50. The tone's actually pretty close. But see, I'm not getting this piece here too much. So, and take a look here. This is a little glitch here, right? Fuck all that. And then if I turn this off, turn this to, I don't know, we'll do around 120 because that's pretty standard. Yes, it's getting louder. So let's do. Okay, and this is interesting. I don't know why I didn't do this, but if you go on the Nemesis kick and have an EQ side, you can see. Let's do this. There's a bunch of sides in the low end, which is surprising. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I'm sure there's a reason. So I decided to try and I used the expander. Had it cut off here, right? You can see second EQ side, what's happening from this, boosting the highs, trying to replicate that a little bit. And one of the things I noticed is if you increase the amount of the width, it does gradually get this very strong attack sound. You hear that? You can hear the phasing too, so. Which is making me wonder if that's what that quelchy sound at the end is. Let's record it without the transient shaper and then with. Yeah, look at this. So much more phasing. It's not perfect, but they're pretty close, huh? I would completely cut it. You choose what you want. If I were to do it, I would do it with the cut. And we could just add the transient shaper. And I just want to make sure it's not. Yeah, okay, cool. So, here. Yeah. Let's record that without the double compressor. Yeah. Still get some of it. Obviously, it's not as pronounced as if I had it all in that low end. But yeah, that's cool. There you go.